Hey there, Bible buddies. I've got another Bible review for you today. And if you guys have spent any time in the premium Bible groups, you will undoubtedly have seen this one pop up from time to time, or somebody looking for this one. This is a real treat, and it's a very, very, very unique edition of the New King James Bible. This particular one is a 1979 printing, and it's the second printing, produced obviously by Thomas Nelson Publishers. And it is just the New Testament. It's a New Testament reader, and it's endearingly known as the 196. So let's go ahead and get into it so you guys can see what makes it so incredibly special. We'll start with the outside. This is a nice genuine leather cover. And you can see that wonderful grain that's on it. Beautiful grain. Love it. Love that nice grain. There's a very light perimeter line around the edge there. And then you also have the triquetra design, and then you have the New King James Bible and New Testament kind of imprinted there onto the cover. On the spine, you have the continuation of the perimeter line there, and then you have the New King James Bible, New Testament, Nelson with their old logo, and then 196 stamped there. You also have quite a few spine hubs there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they are kind of raised up. Now, these are pressed down because they're imprinted, and fairly deeply so, but these are kind of raised up a little bit. So they are nice and fairly tactile, which is kind of a departure from what we've been seeing lately, which is pretty nice. Now, you will notice that the kind of stamping here isn't really like a deep gold. It's kind of a much lighter, kind of like a white gold almost. Which is nice. I like kind of seeing some variety like that, and it's appreciated. On the back cover, you do have the continuation of that perimeter line and that lovely grain. And you also have a genuine leather stamp, not a genuine bonded leather, but a genuine leather. We'll take a look at the other details on the outside there. We do have kind of a red, and I'm having a hard time telling if it's like a very pale yellow or a white head and tail band. There also is a very nice gold gilt on the outside there. And then we do have a single black ribbon, but it is meager at best. I mean, it's a single-sided ribbon, and it is fairly thick and narrow. I guess it's a decent ribbon for what it is. I shouldn't say meager. It's a decent ribbon. I don't know why I put so much stock in the ribbons. It's a ribbon, all right? All right, let's go ahead and get into it so you can see what makes this one so special. As far as the liner goes, it is a black synthetic paste-down liner. There is some reinforcing tape here in the center. The corner work isn't much to speak of, only because usually genuine leather covers, especially this time period, there's not really much to look at, but we'll take a look either way. And then we'll get into it here. Make sure I'm centered. There you go, in frame, right, as they say, those movie makers and such. So right after the kind of the flyleaf there, we have a presentation page, and it does look like there was a name there at one point. If I remember correctly, I think somebody had tried to erase it, but whoever wrote it initially had pressed very hard with a pencil, and so I guess they weren't too successful at removing the name there. But it is a nice presentation page, very clean, just a from and a date line on it. And you have your New King James title page. I don't know that I even need to zoom in very much because it's pretty large print there. On the back of that, you have some copyright information. You'll see copyright 1979 by Thomas Nelson Inc. Publishers in Nashville, Tennessee. And then some additional information there. And in very small numbers, you can see that it is the first printing of 1979. So you have first printing there, and then 1979 over there. And it is printed in the U.S. Then we have an introduction. The table of contents, the title page. This is just the New Testament. And there you go. This is what makes this Bible so spectacular. You have the Gospel according to Matthew, and you can see you can probably read it very clearly off just the camera. You know, how nice the layout is of this Bible. I'm getting a little finicky here, aren't I? Let's turn the page and we'll get a better look at it. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so I guess a few things to note. We'll go over the layout first. You do have the book name and the chapters on the outer corners here, and it looks like it's the chapter that begins on the page because, you know, it doesn't say, you know, Matthew 1 up here, it just says Matthew 2 and then Matthew 3 for here. You have the page numbers in the top center, and then it is fairly clean. There are some, and I'll zoom in here so you guys can see it. There are some very minimal cross-references, it appears to be, on the bottom, but pretty clean overall. There are some very short running headers here at the beginning of the chapters, and kind of, I guess it looks like intermingled as well. So there are some running headers throughout there. And then you can see, we'll get to the red letter text, this wonderful red letter text. Let me get you in tight there. This is a very dark red, so it is very nicely and very well done. I don't have any complaints. This is a nice deep red that they use, and it's a great color choice. It doesn't appear to be kind of brown or orange or pink or anything like that. It's just a nice deep red. You can see kind of this nice sewing here. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see the stitching there on the book block. Now, in case you guys haven't figured out yet, what makes this 196 edition so incredibly special is the absolute unit of a paper that they use in this binding. It is incredibly thick. I'll zoom you in here and see. I mean, you're not going to see any ghosting whatsoever. There's no show through, no nothing. And I can guarantee you there's text on the back side of this page, but there's just no show through anywhere. Because whatever GSM they used for this, it is intense, to say the least. I couldn't even guess. I'd have to guess maybe a 60 or a 75 GSM. It's up there. It's a very thick paper. It's usually what most editions would print their maps on. Whenever you hear me say like a thicker Bible paper, this is kind of what it is. It's a very, very thick paper. The only problem with this is that it doesn't really want to stay open for you. You got to go really to the center of the Bible. And even then, I mean, you'll see when I let go, it wants to close. And that's a combination because of the genuine leather cover and also this, super thick paper that they use. It's really not willing to stay open. But as far as like a reader's edition, you cannot beat this. You really can't. It's very clean. There's very minimal, cross references or anything like that. And it's just a joy to read. It's a nice, oh man, this paper is so opaque. It's ridiculous. And it's just very clean. I mean, like I said, you don't have many cross references or very minimal at that. No footnotes, nothing like that. It's just a great reading experience for the New Testament. So I definitely recommend these. They're available on eBay. They come up fairly regularly. I probably see them maybe one a week, something like that. I've probably got a little bit less now, maybe one a month. And their prices are all over the place. If somebody posts one and they don't really know what they have, you can get it probably for around like $20. But if somebody knows what they have, they usually post them for like around $100. So it's your call, I guess, what you want to spend on one. But it is a very nice edition. So let's go ahead and flip to the end. We'll take a look if there's anything. I think it's really just a reader. I don't think there's much at the end, if anything. So we have here the end. There's Revelation 22. And that's it. It just wraps right up. There's nothing. So you have the back side of Revelation 22 there, a blank sheet. And then you just have this same kind of nice paper from the, from the presentation page in the front. It's a nice kind of like, I don't even know if you guys can see it, but it's kind of like like an ivory kind of paper that they would put like a graduation certificate or something on. And then you have your flyleaf at the end there, and that's it. So really strictly just for reading. Let's go ahead and get you guys some measurements. This one is really a beauty, though, a real beauty if you guys can get your hands on one. This is one that I wish they still produce because it is such a nice edition. But it comes in at 8 1/4 inches tall by about 5 3/4 inches wide. And right at an inch thick. I'm getting tongue-tied tonight. Right at an inch thick. So pretty trim size. And definitely a good size for a reader. All right, I'm going to try and get you guys the sizes of the fonts, but you're going to have to bear with me because this thing just wants to slam shut. It's like a mousetrap. All right, let's get a good letter here. What can I get? We'll use the F here in 4. And already we're pretty close. It appears to be like a 10-point font for the uppercase versus Times New Roman. I'll get an M here in him. Start with 10. Yeah, it's about a 10-point font versus Times New Roman all around. So yeah, 10-point font versus Times New Roman, which is a great size. It seems to be around my favorite size, at least as far as reading is concerned. And just some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful opaque paper. That might even be what I show as my screenshot. I don't know, because it's some super nice paper. Really well done. I don't really have anything to compare it to. I wouldn't know what to compare it to. Bible buddies, if you ever get to a point and you're like, hey, I want to see a comparison to this Bible, by all means, just post it in the comments below, and I'll do a video for you guys, assuming I still have the Bible. I am getting to the very end of my Bible collecting days. I have like 1 or 2 more editions that I'm going to be getting in, and I think that's going to be it. I'm going to be wrapping it up. Now, that does not mean that my Bible reviews are going to be over anytime soon. I have a humongous backlog of editions that I have to get through. So I will be doing Bible reviews for quite some time. But once I kind of get done with the reviews, I don't really have much of a reason to keep them. Certain editions I'm going to keep because I love having different translations and reading through them, but I'm not going to keep like 10 versions of the same translation. So I will at some point be selling them off. Some point probably soon I'll be selling them off, to be honest with you guys. So if you do want this compared to something, or if any of the editions, if you want to compare to something, just leave me a little note down below, and I will do my best if I still have something to compare it to, or if you want something in specific, if I still have both editions, I'll make a quick video for you to compare them. Bible Buddies, until next time, if you could please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that cool YouTube stuff. Until next time, Bible Buddies, bye.